Hi, this is Niels on Dynasty. It's 17th Friday, November, the year of doom. It's not the year of doom, next year will be. Uh, Please like, share, and subscribe. And buy some silver and some platinum before it explodes. And be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk. I've been cleaning up my lawn, getting rid of all my tomatoes that are let me show you. So all the tomatoes are gone. I still have the pepper and the black heart tomato. That's about it. Cleaning everything else up. And I have the yellow jalapeno. It's still coming up. Other than that, most of the stuff's been pulled up. I've planted fava bean for overwinter crop to get the nitrogen in the soil for next year's crop. And let me go inside here. Today I'm bringing you a story about shadow. No, it's not about shadow at all. It's about Malawi, Africa. They doing some interesting government things over there that are going to hopefully get them out of their financial situation. Apparently, there was a deal cut with the IMF. They gave them a little bit of a loan, and they're doing all kinds of cool stuff to cut spending in their government. Here's the report. It's rather interesting. Self-imposed. It's cool.
Alleviate the economic challenges facing Malawi, President Lazarus Chakwera has taken an unprecedented step by implementing a self-imposed travel ban for himself and his government. This decision comes on the heels of the International Monetary Fund's approval of a $175 million loan for the Southern African nation. President Chakwera announced the travel freeze in a televised address, outlining the measure to halt all publicly funded international trips for government officials across levels until the conclusion of the financial year in March. This decision implies that the former evangelical preacher, President Chakwera, will forego his planned participation in the COP28 climate summit scheduled for later this month in the UAE. Additionally, the president has directed all cabinet members currently abroad on publicly funded trips to return promptly. Furthermore, there is now a mandated 50% reduction in fuel allowances for senior government officials as part of the broader effort to address economic challenges in Malawi. In recent days, the landlocked country declared a 44% devaluation of its currency as part of its efforts to secure the IMF loan. For many years, a 44% decrease in the value of their money to get a loan. So the loan they're getting has been devalued by 40%. Malawi has faced challenges in sustaining growth despite substantial inflows of official development assistance. The IMF has noted that the past 3 years in particular have been marked by difficulties, including stagnant growth and increasing macroeconomic imbalances due to unsustainable debt and the impacts of various shocks. These shocks include a recent cholera outbreak and a cyclone that claimed over 1,000 lives this year. In a televised announcement, President Chakwera declared that these measures would be in effect until the conclusion of the financial year in March 2024. Similar austerity measures were introduced during the COVID-19 pandemic, but had limited impact due to lax enforcement. As part of efforts to alleviate the cost of living crisis, the president has directed the finance minister to allocate funds for a reasonable wage increase for all civil servants in the upcoming budget review. Additionally, he has mandated a reduction in income tax for individuals in the upcoming budget to assist workers facing diminished incomes. The IMF recently approved a 4-year credit facility totaling $174 million, coming shortly after Malawi's central bank announced a 44% devaluation of the kwacha. Analysts suggest that the devaluation might have been a prerequisite for securing the IMF credit facility. In 2022, Malawi's President Lazarus Chakwera took a decisive step against corruption by dismissing his entire cabinet, pledging to address any form of unlawful behavior among public officials. During a national address, Chakwera declared the immediate dissolution of his entire cabinet, with all cabinet functions reverting to his office. He promised to announce a reconfigured cabinet within 2 days. He further mentioned that the reshaped cabinet will not include Minister of Lands Hezim Sukwa, who was apprehended last month in connection with the bribery case. This decision is made to afford him the opportunity to address the corruption charges in court and establish his innocence there, stated Chakwera. The resolution comes in the wake of discussions held last week with two influential bodies, the Episcopal Conference of Malawi and the Public Affairs Committee, a coalition of church groups serving as a government oversight entity. These groups had raised apprehensions about the president's perceived lack of decisiveness in combating corruption. Chakwera secured victory in the 2020 elections by running on a platform committed to combating corruption in the impoverished southern African nation. The arrest of the land minister marked the second corruption scandal to emerge within a month. In December 2021, a corruption investigation led to the apprehension of Malawi's former finance minister and a former central bank governor, accused of manipulating accounts to secure loans from the International Monetary Fund. So, what do you think of our video? What are your opinions on Malawi?
So, what do you guys think of their video? What I think of the video is we need to be careful that this doesn't happen to America, although it probably is going to, with the devaluation of the money, the corruption, the giving the people a tax break, increasing their salaries while devaluing their money by 40%, which means they have to have a tax break of 20% and an increased wages of 20% just to keep their buying power. And of course, they're not going to get it. So what that means is they're successfully devaluing the lives and the value of those lives in that country by 40%, and they're giving them kibbles, a little bit. We'll give you a little bit if you cut your own jugular vein to where you'll bleed out and we can own everything. That's my concern, and that's kind of sort of the way I see what's happening. Even though it is good that he's going for corruption, the fact that the International Monetary Fund, or whoever that heck that was, wants them to do it and devalue their money. You devalue the money and then give a person a 5-10% raise while devaluing their money by 40%. That sounds like you're trying to buy goodwill as you're running them off the edge of the cliff, in my personal opinion. But I don't control finances. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a geopolitical expert. I just see things from a unique perspective, and I pass them on to you guys. And I hope you enjoy this little show. And this guy climbed up on my lap, and that's why the camera was a little bit shaky. You guys have a nice day.